Hey everybody, welcome back. If you've watched the first video, you know how to import the playlist from Planning Center. In this video, we're going to talk about how to set up the pre-service loop and post-service loop. Their setup is basically identical. They're usually the exact same thing. So I'll show you how to set those up now. So if you've already pulled in your playlist, or even if you haven't, you can just go to Service Segments, select doors open. It's the first one, O1 doors open, and you'll have these slides. This doesn't usually change every week, but if it does, we just want to double check that we have the current slides in. So we can go to, if I can open the Finder. All right, I'll just go to a new Finder window, open a Finder window, go to CG Comp. Should be located right here, regardless of what device you're using. It is synced up with Dropbox, so as the various teams add content, it'll go here. So go to CG Comp. We want to go to pre-post loop, and then make sure these slides are added. So it's super easy to add them. You can select one, or it's getting weird on me. You can drag. Select all of them, click and drag to select all. You can also hit Command. You can select one and hit Command A to select them all, and then drag them over into ProPresenter. I would click Apply to All and write over. If you write over, the most current slides will replace the ones that are already in there. So write over and put them all in there. So it's added all these slides here in the bottom, and the other ones are pre-existing. So let's just Command select that one, hold Shift and select this top one. Those are all the old slides. We'll delete those. Now for all these slides, we want to make sure they're going to display on the screens correctly. So right now, if we select one and we look over here at a multi-view, the top is our LED wall and the second is stream. It might be backwards, but it's only displaying on one screen right now, so we need to make it display on two screens. So I'll show you how to do that. Hit Command A, it'll select all of the slides. You can also click each one individually. There's a couple ways to do it, but select all your slides. It'll have this thick blue outline. If it's the orange outline, it's not the correct thing. You want to make sure they're all blue. Right click, go to Convert Media Action to Slide Element. So now if you select these slides, they'll appear on the other screen. Okay. Now we will go back to Finder where these slides are. We're going to drag the slides, the corresponding slides, on top of each other. So giving, we're going to drag it on top. And we'll click right over. So now this is appearing on both. It's essentially you've added the same slide as a media element and as a slide element. And then ProPresenter knows to display media on one screen and slides on another. Okay, so one more thing. We're just going to finish up this one slide. You would right click on the slide, add action, audience look, graphics. We'll do that again so you'll see it, but you want to have this little face right here that lets you know that an audience look is applied. So now that'll ensure the content's going to the correct screens. Anytime you're working with graphics, that's the audience look you want to use. Okay, so let's go back to Finder, and we will drag in the other ones right over. It's a little tedious because it's the same content. There are some other ways to do it that are maybe a little smoother, and I'll talk about those. Right over, Vision, drag that in Vision, right over. So this little icon that popped up when we did it is saying that there is a slide element on each, or a media element attached to each slide. Yeah. So now we select all these. Right click, you can right click on any slide, add action, audience look, graphics. So now they'll all display both on the LED wall and the screen. There's probably a couple different ways to solve this problem, or probably a couple different solutions for what we're trying to do. But this is just the one that we're using right now. If you find some other ways that work really well and you test it out, we can try to implement those. Just because it's the way we're doing it doesn't mean it's the best way. So welcome for any feedback on better ways to do it. One other thing we do, if you click this icon here, slideshow. It creates a slideshow from the slides that are in there, and then it cycles through at a given amount of time per slide. So we do 5 seconds per slide. So now when you click on a slide, it'll stay on for 5 seconds, and then it will transition automatically to the next slide. And there it went. And it'll continue to do that. So that is how you set up the pre-loop, which is called doors open. And the same thing is true if we go over here to the library. Post-service loop is set up the same way. There's a couple other slides in there. We're still getting organized, but usually you don't have to change these. But that's how you set those up if you need to.